setting bread on fire, conversing with cats, and saying "I do" in front of Guy Fieri. Like some of their best recipes, the lives of these chefs have secret ingredients. Ina Garten, or the Barefoot Contessa, is a celebrity chef known for her Food Network show and many cookbooks. But her career wasn't a straightforward one. Before becoming a chef, Garten and her husband were living in Washington, D.C., where Garten landed herself an entry job as an aide at the White House. Not one to settle, she worked her way up and eventually earned an impressive position as a budget analyst, working on nuclear energy policy during the Ford and Carter administrations. But while it was an excellent career that anyone could be proud of, it wasn't Garten's dream, as she recalled to the New York Times. "I was sitting at my desk in Washington trying to figure out what I was going to do when I grew up, and I came across an ad for this business for sale in West Hampton. I drove up that weekend, looked it over, and said I'd take it." She left her job at the White House to open a grocery store, which led to her opening a catering business, eventually building up to the impressive career she's known for. Giada De Laurentiis has been one of the most prominent chefs on Food Network for more than 2 decades. Though she recently left for a new deal with Amazon Studios, where she'll continue her successful career as a TV chef. However, becoming a TV personality was never part of De Laurentiis' plan. Speaking to Food and Wine, the chef explained that she got her start in TV completely by accident. She said, "I wasn't looking to get into TV. My family was in the movie business, so I was never interested in that world." Her parents were both actors, and she's the granddaughter of film producer Dino De Laurentiis. Far from making her interested in TV, seeing her family in entertainment made her want nothing to do with it. De Laurentiis had hoped to become a food stylist and was discovered while helping her friend style for a Food and Wine shoot. While helping on the shoot, she was asked to write an article about what her family eats. An executive with the Food Network read the article and reached out to De Laurentiis about an Italian cooking show. She put together a trial video, and her hit show, Everyday Italian, became a reality. British chef Jamie Oliver became well known for his show The Naked Chef, named for Oliver's signature stripped-back and simple approach to cooking. He's also released several cookbooks and hosted other shows, but things weren't always easy for Oliver. He had a hard time in school due to his dyslexia. Speaking to Made by Dyslexia, the chef said that he was happy in school but struggled with the academic expectations, which later made him question how the education system is set up. Because of his school experience, Oliver became passionate about the different types of intelligence and believed everyone could thrive in the right environment. That's why when he opened his non-profit restaurant 15, he wanted to hire disadvantaged youth to give them an opportunity to thrive.
Seeing the young guys come through the program, any challenges they might have had in their lives, any issues, any barriers to work, we strip all that back.
The vision for the restaurant was to train 15 people for the restaurant industry each year, but unfortunately, Oliver had to close 15 in 2019. Through her cookbooks and television show, the French chef, Julia Child, shared the art of French cooking with her primarily American audience. But Child wasn't French herself. She grew up in Pasadena, California, in a family that didn't talk or care much about food. Before she ever pursued cooking, Child worked as a typist for the Office of Strategic Services, an office that would later become the CIA. Her husband, Paul Child, eventually ignited her passion for cooking. In an excerpt from her book, My Life in France, Child shared how her husband was the one who taught her about French food and wine, writing, "His enthusiasm about wine and food helped to shape my tastes, and his encouragement saw me through discouraging moments. I would never have had my career without Paul Child." She began trying to learn to cook because she thought it would be an essential skill for her as a newlywed on a limited budget. After they moved to Paris, she truly developed her appreciation and understanding of cooking and was later able to share it with the world. David Ruggerio was at the height of his career as not only the chef at Le Chantilly, but also as the author of a book with his own cooking show on PBS. But it all came crashing down around him when he was arrested for financial fraud. 2 years after his arrest, the once-acclaimed chef spoke candidly with the New York Times, explaining that he started committing credit card fraud to keep his business afloat. At the same time that his finances were spiraling, his career appeared to be on the rise, with Ruggerio admitting, "The next thing I know, I'm involved with 5 restaurants, and I have hundreds of employees. And at the same time, my partnership falls apart in a horrible breakup. Now I'm all by myself. I have 5 restaurants, I have a book coming out and a PBS series coming out, and a 42-city tour." At that point, he realized the state of his finances but felt too deep in everything to back out. Well, he now feels he should have come clean to the authorities right away. Ruggerio said at the time, his ego got in the way. He had the public's eyes on him and didn't want anyone to learn how wrong things had gone. Through her show 30-Minute Meals and her many cookbooks, Rachael Ray has made cooking less intimidating for her fans. But there are still some recipes that this professional cook can't get right. During a Q&A segment with her audience on The Rachael Ray Show, she opened up about her biggest insecurity in the kitchen, saying she's always struggled with baking. She explained that her issues with baking began after an attempt to make her mother's birthday cake as a child went awry. But while she still struggles with baking more than cooking, Ray admitted on The Howard Stern Show that there are 2 dishes she truly cannot master.
Coffee
and toast.
I burn bread. I set bread on fire constantly and consistently.
Ray theorized that this is because she's good at keeping track of what's in front of her. But once the toast is in the toaster, she forgets about it. Ray is proof even a great cook can have difficulties. Australian chef Curtis Stone is recognized internationally. He's an author, TV show host, and the owner of popular Hollywood restaurants Maud and Gwen. He also has an interesting hiring policy at his restaurants. He explained to The Hollywood Reporter that his LA restaurants offer positions to the formerly incarcerated, homeless, and those suffering from addiction. In fact, 15% of his workforce came through Chrysalis, an LA-based homeless organization that offers job hunting services. According to Stone, giving these people a second chance isn't just about doing the right thing. It's also because they're great workers. He said, "These guys stick around. They appreciate the opportunity. Our experience has been a really positive one where they've committed to be loyal, long-standing employees." When hiring, Stone said he doesn't make passing a background check part of the criteria. With this mindset, Stone has offered stable jobs to many candidates passed up by other employers for their past. You probably know Guy Fieri for his Food Network show's signature bleached hairstyle and his desire for tasty food to take him to Flavor Town. But what you may not know about the celebrity chef is that he's been a prolific wedding officiant. In 2015, the host of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives officiated not just one, but a massive 101 same-sex weddings in Florida. This was done through a mass ceremony held on Miami Beach to celebrate Florida lifting the ban on same-sex marriages. The 101-couple wedding was organized by another celebrity chef, Art Smith. Time magazine reported that many other chefs who were in town for a food festival helped out, but Fieri was the actual officiant of the event. After Twilight actor Kristen Stewart announced her engagement to her longtime girlfriend Dylan Meyer, she joked about having Fieri officiate the wedding. Well, on the Today Show, Stewart was surprised by a video of Fieri taking her up on the offer.
Guy Fieri here, and I've heard through the Flavor Town grapevine that you are looking for a sweet, spiky-haired officiant for your wedding. I'm all in.
Ree Drummond, aka the Pioneer Woman, is known for the comforting family-style recipes she prepares in her ranch kitchen. While many of her children have grown up and moved out, everyone in the family shares a passion that brings them back together in the fall. Speaking to Parade, Ree joked, "If it weren't for fantasy football, I don't know what we'd talk about." Both Ree, her husband, and all her kids are football fanatics. For their family, fall and football are inseparable. Along with being a fan, she's also a supportive mother for her son Todd's football aspirations. Ree shared with People magazine that she and her husband were focused on getting their youngest to college and helping him through football recruitment. Successful TV chef of Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, and more, Gordon Ramsay has shared the interesting way he's been staying in shape. Rather than weights or traditional cardio, Ramsay has opted for a more combative form of exercise. In 2016, the acclaimed chef said he uses MMA, or mixed martial arts, to stay fit, telling BBC Radio 4's Today program, "It's something I love doing. I don't do it at home, but I've been into a cage and worked closely with a coach, and it's something I've worked heavily on in the last couple of years." Along with practicing MMA himself, Ramsay is a big UFC fan. He also stepped into the boxing ring with professional boxer Ricky Hatton before giving the fighter a one-on-one cooking lesson. Fans of Ramsay are used to his brash and at times aggressive manner on his cooking shows. He's faced many controversies, including getting involved in an alleged shoving match with a contestant on Hell's Kitchen. Could it be that this intense combat sport is the perfect outlet for him? Bobby Flay is a chef and restaurateur, known for shows like Iron Chef and Beat Bobby Flay. But one thing you may not know about him is that he's a huge cat person. Flay went on CBS Sunday Morning and explained that, like him, his mother loved cats. And he grew up with several in the house. But after moving out, Flay went for 30 years without a cat in his life because he thought he was too busy to take care of one. That all changed when he got Nacho. Flay said he frequently takes Nacho with him when he travels, and he eventually got another cat named Stella. His love of cats has also spawned a new business. Since bringing cats into his home, Flay was inspired to launch a line of cat food, and he joked that the idea came from a request from Nacho himself.
You know, you feed everybody else, you know, either in your restaurants or at home or for your cookbooks or your TV shows, basically every single day. Like, what about us?
Unfortunately, in late 2023, Nacho died, leaving a cat-sized hole in all our hearts. When Alton Brown isn't hosting a popular Food Network series, you may find the celebrity chef and TV personality taking to the sky. Brown first took flying lessons in college, but soon got busy and didn't return to aviation for a long time. When he did take up flying again, it was more out of convenience than anything else. Brown frequently travels for his work as a chef and TV host, and having to bring all his equipment on commercial airlines was very taxing. With that motivation, Brown trained for his private pilot license. Although he did this for practical reasons, it's clear how much he enjoys aviation. While speaking to the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, he said, "I remember when we would go to observation decks just to watch the glory of flight. What is more fantastic than that?"